Afternoon, everyone. 1400. So we'll go ahead and kick things off with agenda item number 1. I'll follow the order and ask Mrs. Wetzel to conduct roll call.
Jared Franco,
Present.
Tiffany Gamero,
I'm here.
Paul Melendrez,
Present.
Lee Cabanis, Ryan O'Neill,
Present.
Scott Lewis, Eric Holt, Matthias Risky.
Present.
They were short one for quorum.
Hey,
There's Lee.
this is Patrick Glasmy from Nye County Emergency Management. I'm trying to get in touch with Scott right now. He was just finishing up a BOCC meeting.
Okay, we got Lee here, so
Okay.
we'll get him going. Lee Cabanis, can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear
All
me?
right. Yes, and you are present.
I am present.
Good. You have quorum.
All right. We'll close that agenda item and move on to agenda item number 2. Public comment. This is for discussion only. No action may be taken upon a matter raised under this item of the agenda until the matter itself has been specifically included on the agenda as an item upon which action may be taken. Public comments may be limited to 3 minutes per person at the discretion of the chair. Comments will not be restricted based on viewpoint. Provide testimony during this period of public comment via telephone. Please call anytime after 1:30 p.m. on the day of the meeting by dialing 1-669-219-2599. When prompted, provide the meeting ID. Please insert 202-331-8963 and then press pound. When prompted for a participant ID, please press pound. When asked to provide public comment, please press *6 to mute your phone and *6 again when your comments are complete. Please be advised that the YouTube stream will be between 60 to 90 seconds behind the live meeting. If you would like to present public comment, please call in using the above number to hear the meeting live. Do we have anybody in Carson City? We're not getting any phone calls or anything online?
No phone calls. No written ones either.
I believe that's about 60 to 90 seconds for YouTube to catch up, so we'll go ahead and close that agenda item and move on to agenda item number 3, approval of minutes. This is for discussion or for possible action. Chair Jared Franco the working group will discuss and review the minutes of the March 4th, 2025 meeting. The working group will determine whether to approve the meeting minutes. Any discussion on the meeting minutes from last meeting?
This is Lee Cabanis. I would move to approve.
All right. Motion, we have a second?
Paul Melendrez for the record. Second that motion.
Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Passes, minutes are approved. We'll close that agenda item and go on to agenda item number 4. Update from DEM. Chair Franco will update the working group on current funding balances and closing dates of each performance period for the EPWG grants, as well as an update on any information DEM has received regarding the future of EPWG funding. Okay, so we can send you these balances after the meeting upon request. Right now, there's still pretty large balances for each county. No particular order. We'll start with Clark County with their 550,000. Elko is at 475. Esmeralda is at 413. Lincoln is at 519. thousand, that is, the Nye County is at 426,000 and some change. White Pine is at 566,000 and some change. And then DEM is at $293,126. Again, if you would like a copy of all these, please reach out and we can send them on request. This is the official 1 year mark until this grant closes. Like I said in previous meetings, any money that is left over will be reverted back to DOE. We will not be trying to balance forward again. It's last time was the night. So please stay on top of your budgets. If you need help, please reach out. If you have questions, please reach out. Regarding any updates on the EPWG funding, there has been none. I haven't received anything. Arrow is on the line. I don't know if Tiffany, you have any updates?
Hi, everybody. I don't have any updates. I can tell you that we're aware that the 5-year grant period is coming to an end, and we will work on the best way to extend that. As I'm sure you're aware, everything's kind of different right now. And so we're going to be working on that. So stay tuned.
Thank you, ma'am. And yeah, just to reiterate, it's different across the entire federal platform of all of the grants we receive. So
Yes.
they're not just picking and choosing which ones to make different. It's everything. So we appreciate that. Always, we'll continue to update you as we get updates as well. Does anyone else have any questions or discussion on the matter?
Hey, Jared, Paul Melendrez.
Hey, Paul.
Hey, so with our balances, we know that this is the official 1 year mark to work on utilizing those funds. What format would you like for moving forward? Because we know that the grants were originally, when we applied for them, had specific areas that were going to be addressed in the grant request. And so many times those things change. So we want to make sure that we present a list of projects we would like to utilize the funds for. How would you like that done? And then does that take into consideration the original requests? There's probably 2 questions there.
No, great point, Paul. Thank you for bringing that up. So, I was actually going to talk about this, and I forgot, so thank you for reminding me. Just like we were discussing how things are changing at the federal level, the DOE is being more strict on the purchases. So be sure that the purchases that you are conducting are part of the budget that has been submitted. They are being more picky about vehicles, ambulances and such, as we just found out with Esmeralda. Paul submitted a change request into Judith. Judith reached out to the grants folks of DOE, and they said that if they didn't say it was denied, they're going to try to push it through to get it approved, but they were going to be more stringent on purchases of vehicles. So keep that in mind. If you are buying vehicles, if it wasn't originally part of the budget that was approved by DOE in the beginning of the award. But if you would like to purchase a vehicle, please send a change request to Judith, which an email is just fine, outlining what you're trying to purchase and why you're trying to purchase. Make sure it's a good justification and how it would relate to you responding to a radioactive event. And we will do our best to push it through and get that change request approved. Again, they didn't say, the ambulance that Esmeralda County wants to buy is going to be denied. They just said it's going to be a little more difficult when years pass to get it approved. So we're still waiting on word back from them about that. But as soon as we hear something, we will push it up. Did I make myself clear? Does that make sense?
It does. One follow-up question to that, because we're operating out of multiple fiscal years from that fund source, does the project change request or the email requesting that, does that need to be specific to a year? Because I know we've changed to a balance, right? We have a balance currently. How do you want to proceed with that portion?
It does not have to pertain to a certain year, because we are dealing with one award, from FY 21 to FY 26, so, as long as it's for this award and we're talking about this money, that's all that will need to be done. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's perfect. Because all of us have accounting folks that ask the question. So thank you for the clarification and the comments. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul.
Hey,
Any
Jared.
other? Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, Jared, Brian O'Neill. Quick question for you. We have we had initially submitted for a hazmat response vehicle that has a build time. Now that we're getting, after we've completed the spec on it, build time is going to be like 22 to 24 months. So obviously way beyond the end of the life of the grant. I'm kind of picking up that these are not available for any sort of extension to factor in that delivery time. Is that correct?
As of right now, we have not been told that is an option. I don't know, Tiffany, if you know anything differently. But I do know we're not going to try to get the balance forward into the next award. If that.
So I'm going to have to look into it more. Obviously these grants are run out of my up chain, but I think the EPWG, the funding that comes from the waste fee, is different than the funding that goes to DEM through the AIP. So I don't know that. I'm going to have to look into it and find out, but I don't know that we've ever taken EPWG funds back. So I know that we through the AIP, and we had some trouble with getting that funding moved forward, but this year, because they changed it and it was different for this particular 5-year grant, but I don't know that it's going to be that way in the future. So you guys you're going to have to let me look into it, but I just don't. I don't want to speak out of turn, but I can't. That money comes from a waste fee. A fee that we charge all the generators specifically to fund the counties for that. I don't know that we've ever taken it back. So let me reach out and get an answer to that. And it may come. Sorry, I'm a little hoarse. It may come as we're trying to figure out the best way to move forward for the next grant period after this year. So we may have more information shortly.
Thank you for that, Tiffany.
Sorry, that's
Yeah.
a terrible answer, but
It seems
just
to
as
be
we're sitting here
the
talking
answers
about
across the board right now, so it's understood. And unfortunately, we don't have a better answer here other than to plan on trying to spend the money down before the next award comes.
Understood. Thank you.
But yeah, Tiffany, if you could look into that.
I will.
Relate to the county. That's great. Any other questions, comments?
I've got a question. Hi, for speak for the record. With the additional surplus funds that we're getting at the end of this period, what's the best way to utilize those? Because I think it might be overlooking, it's just listed under other. that, so. Can we use those funds for anything? That we would have for anything EPWG, or do we have to? Request specifically what we're going to put for. You know,
So the budget was already built for the balance forward, and the balance forward funds have already been dispersed into your county's accounts, we'll call it. So, reach out to Judith offline if you'd like to see what the budget is. And if you'd like to change the budget, let you know. So the balance I told you is how much money your county has altogether for this year, including maybe you need some clarifying on it.
no, we need to.
Okay. Any other questions? And we'll go ahead and close that agenda item and move on to agenda item number 5. DM training calendar for local jurisdictions. This is for discussion only. John Fansler will discuss upcoming trainings and exercises that may be beneficial and of interest to local jurisdictions.
Good afternoon, John Fansler for the record. Right now, I will be heading down to Las Vegas to teach a NERD class in July. And a hospital radiation class in July down in Centennial Hills, both in Vegas. Those are the 2 trainings we have upcoming. We are planning to do an authorized user training sometime in August. We're still planning that out. Once we have dates, we'll be posting it on our Indian US if you're interested in joining. And that is all I have for.
Right. Questions for Mr. Fansler? Agenda item, and move on to agenda item number 6. Update from DEM Radiation Program Coordinator, John Fansler.
Good afternoon, John Fansler for the record. We have a little bit of news. We just got done with our annual calibrations for the year. That's all completed. We're looking at replacing some damaged equipment, and our current calibrations POC Brett Harper has retired, and we'll be moving to Jason Bannon as the future coordinator for all calibrations. Please look for emails for scheduling. Probably he's talking about trying to change the schedule from the spring to maybe the winter when we're not in fire season or less fire danger. That would help him out. So look for future emails on scheduling those calibrations later this year.
Questions, discussion on that matter? All right, hearing none, we'll close agenda item number 6, move to agenda item number 7. EPWG letter. This is for discussion only. Chief O'Neill will present an update on the request for a price increase for the classified waste, low-level waste, and mixed low-level waste delivered to and disposed of at the Nevada National Security Center. Tim?
Yeah, Brian O'Neill for the record. I did speak with Andrew Bennett, our Director of Traffic Safety, on this. He has finalized the letter. He's been waiting on signatures from NNSS to complete this project. It's my understanding that there were some staff changes that had delayed the signing of that, and that he was continuing to reach out to try to complete this.
Thank you. Do you know when that letter will be submitted or have an estimated time frame?
I do not. It sounds like he's already sent it and he's just waiting to get it back.
Oh. I see. All right, any other questions, discussion for Chief O'Neill? All right, hearing none, we'll close agenda item number 7 and open up agenda item number 8. This is public comment or discussion only. No action may be taken upon a matter raised under this item of the agenda until the matter itself has been specifically included on the agenda as an item upon which action may be taken. Public comments may be limited to 3 minutes per person at the discretion of the chair. Comments will not be restricted based on viewpoint. I just learned earlier today, I do not have to read the other two paragraphs. So we'll give it 60 to 90 seconds for YouTube to catch up. Have any public comment here in person? Anything online? All right. Nothing on YouTube?
Nothing.
All right, let's see any public comments, so we'll go ahead and close out agenda item number 8. Move on to agenda item number 9, adjournment. This is for discussion or possible action. Give a motion to adjourn.
Brian O'Neill, motion to adjourn.
Got a motion, is there a second?
Lee Cabot, I'll second.
Motion and a second, is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion passes, we are adjourned. Thank you, everyone, we'll be in touch, please reach out if you need